Thank you so much to give me the opportunity to be here. It's my honor and my pleasure. And I will share with you what have I learned from Can Diego. Let me start with, this is one of my favorite verses on the Bible. God said, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are your way my way, say the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my way higher than your way, and my thought than your thought." I really like that because many times we are deaf, but deaf with a specific situation. You know, you are in front of the child, 10 years old, who believed that he would discover the cure for cancer, okay? Never and never have in my mind to be an eye doctor. I said, ophthalmology, even I didn't know what is the right name at that time of the doctor who cured the eye problem. We call oculist in my country. But I knew that I would be a doctor. That was my first goal, be a doctor. I became a doctor, and then I applied many places to be accepted as an oncologist outside of Honduras, because in Honduras we don't have the residency program for oncology. I couldn't. All the doors were closed, and God one day told me, "I want you to be an ophthalmologist." And I said, ophthalmology? It's a weird word. I never heard before. I heard oculist, but not ophthalmologist. And I said, but where I can study that? Because in my country, they didn't have at that time the fellowship there. And I said, okay. And God came and said, "Diego, I will guide you to be an eye doctor." And let me share with all of you the journey to be an eye doctor. After I finished my med school, I really needed a job. I got married with a child, and I didn't have a job. And God gave me a job, and that job was primary care in ophthalmology. I said, okay, I need a job. I don't care what is the job. I just need a job. And I got involved in eye care. That was my first experience in prevention of blindness. Then, a few years later, somebody came to me and asked me, "Do you want to be an eye doctor?" I said, "No, I want to be an oncologist." And he said, "But you know, I have a friend who knows a friend, and this friend is a friend of mine, that if you give me your CV, you can apply for a position in the residency." I said, okay, I don't lose anything. And I gave my CV. 5 months later, somebody called me and said, "You know, the next week you have to be here." I studied in Guatemala, my residency program, like a 12-hour by bus from my hometown. "You have to be here for your application, because we are doing the screening for the new resident." I said, oh my God. Even I didn't study for my evaluation. But I went there. I said, "God, okay, I will go there. Maybe you are calling me." And you know, I remember very well, we applied 120 doctors for 3 positions. I won one of them. Why? Because wanted. Then God started to send me angels to guide my path. 1996, my last year of residency, sent me to US, and When I went to U.S., we have an exchange program here in U.S., in Florida, and because I was the chief of resident, I was the last on the list. My previous partner, they didn't come. Don't ask me why, but they didn't come to U.S., and I came here. And I met Doc Perry. And I asked that question: why God wants us to do? He said, do it. And then I met my second angel. He is Dr. Perry, and a cornea eye doctor from Sarasota, Florida. This is amazing because God has everything prepared. Doug supposedly will be the last doctor that he will take because he is moving to Honduras. He is leaving his practice and moving to Honduras, my country, to open an eye clinic. Remember, it was not my time. I was the last on the list, but from the last, I moved to the first, and I met him. He talked about prevention of blindness. It is a good experience. It's a good possibility to serve. And I said, okay, that is great. I can do that. And when I finished my residency program, we opened Centro Cristiano de Servicios Humanitarios de Honduras, CCHH. And it's a little bit complicated, but that means these words. In Progreso, 45 minutes from my hometown, and we start a clinic for the poor. That clinic was supported by a Presbyterian church from Sarasota, Florida. I worked there for 11 years. In 2000, he developed a very aggressive cancer, and he died 8 months later after the diagnosis. And I was by myself. I said, oh my God, what can I do? Do I move to my hometown and open my private practice and start making money? Because I studied ophthalmology, not to prevention of blindness. I studied ophthalmology because I want to make money and live well. But the same, I really like to pray. And I say, okay, let me pray. My wife is more spiritual than I. She's a really convinced woman that God always has the control. And God told me, Diego, you have to continue in this project. And I said, but I am not ready. I always be under Dr. Perry umbrella. But he said, don't worry, I have to take care of you. And I have the opportunity to meet so beautiful and marvelous people, and I will mention some because they are here, but it's a long, long list that helped me to be a better person, a better Christian, and the most important, a better surgeon. Because I always say I am not Dr. Jacob, I am an average surgeon. If I do 15 cataract surgery in a day, I feel the most skillful surgery on the earth. If I can do 40 per hour, I don't know, maybe I will believe God or something like that. I see my level of skill is very low. And Steve Perry, I always say when I have the opportunity to talk with him, he wastes his time trying to teach me how to do vitrectomy. I am an average surgeon to do vitrectomy, especially to handle complicated cases. James Kimball, who helped me to do medical retina and laser, because in Honduras, 11.2% of our population, they have diabetes, and 25.7 has the obesity, if you know what the word means, is the combination of obesity and diabetes. And you know it's a high link to develop complicated related to metabolic problem. Baby Cook, stand pressure. They spent her time and came to Honduras to help me. That was between 98 with Dr. Petty, 2000, Dr. Kimball, 97, Dr. Cook, 2002, I think Stan came to try to tell me how to do plastic surgery, but don't tell him what. I am the worst plastic surgery on the earth. He wasted his time with me. And see this beautiful man with the tie in the back? This is me. When we start the clinic 1 year later, Dr. Perry decided, and this was our first stop working on that. But remember, I didn't have any experience working with as a director, as working in prevention of blindness. And God said, don't worry. They send me people to help me as an eye doctor. But I need to learn how to handle that, because it's complicated. You know, I don't know how many of you are in charge of the administration of your office. It's complicated. Even if for non-profit organization, it's more complicated because you need to find a way where you have to get the money. But, and the same, God told me, Diego, don't worry. Even if your father and my mother abandon me, the Lord will hold me close. See? Amazing message for me. And from 2001 to 2008, God gave me the capabilities and the training to be a decent administrator. 2008 was a very good and bad year for me, because in 2007 God told me, Diego, you are not necessary in this institution. You have to open your own institution in San Pedro Sula. I live in San Pedro Sula. You remember the clinic was in progress. But in 2008, God came and said, you have to open. I said, I don't have money. I don't have physical space. I don't have training people to help me. And I said, oh my God, again, God, what do you want from me? See, I am not one buyer. He is a really skillful man. I am not Dr. Jacob. He can see 400 cataract surgery in one day. I am Diego Mejia. I am not a skillful man. But again, I said, okay, I will do whatever you want to do. And then in 2008, we opened the clinic, and David Brown came with me in a meeting at the academy and said, Diego, I think you are ready for Camp Diego. I said, Camp Diego, what is that? I never heard that word. I said, Diego is my name, but Camp Diego was supposed to mean. And he said, you know, I know you really like to train, you really like to teach, I know you are well prepared. We are thinking to start training doctors who want to go to mission trip to learn how to do cataract surgery with MSIC technique. My wife, we always try to be together, and we saw to each other and said, oh my God, we don't have people, we don't have a space, we don't have even equipment. I have a very old Chinese microscope, that's it. I said, but, and the same God said, Diego, it's not his decision, it's my decision. Believe in his word. We start. Can Diego also. Jill is one of my latest assistant. I think you had a good experience, no? Okay. And then, and I always say, God answer. And we always, before that, we have the opportunity to talk with our small lecture about the lecture. Everybody knows, everybody read, everybody seen. But we talk about that, and then we go, we do the surgeries and everything. That was since 2008. We train, I don't know, maybe a doctor per year. It's not a big number. You add in 10 years, maybe it's 40, 45 doctor. Maybe 50% of them, they go to mission trip now. Maybe the other 50% is just for general knowledge. But if we learn to hear what God wants for us, everything is easy. Let me share in 2008. 2009, we have a political unrest in our country. It was a difficult time. And I remember we were very short of money. And I met that amazing man at the academy and asked me, Diego, what you doing in retina? And I told him, no, Dr. Petty. Why not? I said, because I don't have the equipment. No. To do retinopexy, you don't need so fancy equipment. Let's go. We will go to buy. And we bought the equipment, the small instrument and the buckles and the band and everything. When I came back, I have 5 retinal detachment surgery that I did. And with the money that with the profit, we can pay all the debt for the rest of the year. And I said, okay, God, you are in charge of the money too. I won't be worried for that. Okay, you are in charge for the clinic, you are in charge from the money, you are in charge for everything. And my second thing that I learned is faith. When we move by faith and not by sight, it's easy. Even if everything is dark, He will show us the path to follow. Then, I believe the most beneficial from Camp Diego is in front of all of you. It's me. Because plus, I learned to listen God. I learned to move by faith. But also, I have a group of friends, but really good friends, all over the world. I have friends in Argentina, in Ukraine, and of course in US. And we have a really good relationship and bond. And even now, most of them, every year, they come to help us. It means now it's a group of doctors helping to each other. And also we continue with the famous Camp Diego. And this is my third issue that I learned. And for that reason, I really like this versicle. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for the human master. See? Also, you know what is the best of my work in our foundation? We can share the good news. And we don't spend time talking about the good news. You know what we do before and after the surgery? Just do one thing. We pray with each on our patient. Most of them, they said, Doctor, I am not Christian. I said, okay, you are not Christian, but I am. And because I am a Christian, I need to pray for me. I will pray for you if you want, but I will pray mostly for me. And we can multiply this effect. Because when you have any concern, your eyes are open, and your mind and your soul is ready to receive whatever message that you want to share. See, I remember, do you know why I am here? Not for San Diego. I am here because in 2002, when Stan Pletcher came to Progreso, as always, I pray with all my patients, and I impact him. And I knew that 4 months ago. I didn't do to impact Stan Pletcher or nobody. I just pray for my patient because I believe in God. And I believe each time when we are trying to do something, we are doing for God, like Colossians 3:23 said. And this is the main gift of all of us. Every time when you go to mission trip, with your action, with your praying, when this small thing that you do is a big message for that people. And you know what? The patient, after you pray for them, they go and talk with their families. See, you can multiply the good news. This is the gift that each one of you receive from God. You are not eye doctors because God wants to. Because you want to. It's because God wants to. And every time when you have the opportunity to do mission trip, you have the opportunity to share the good news. Not as a preacher, just like a human being. Let me show you some pictures. Let me just a few minutes about to talk our organization. We are a bad copy of Alabin High Hospital. We have a private side and a social side. We are a self-sustained organization. No, we don't receive grant for any organization, with the exception of the help of the visiting doctor or some doctor that they want to help with a specific equipment. We make match, but we don't receive any monthly grant. We always try to be self-sustained. San Diego is one of the ways that we can get some extra money for the clinic. This is one of the last team. This is our team. Alfredo from Argentina, and I have a really bad for the name, but you can see this is most of the doctors that come to share time and exchange experience and trade. I always say I don't teach. I can't teach a doctor who can do surgeries, but I can exchange my knowledge. I can exchange the technique. I am an exchanger, not a teacher. They came and teach me. I don't teach them. Don't forget that. Let me read for that, Ephesians 2:10. For we are God's handwork, created in Jesus Christ to do good work, which with God prepared in advance us to do. See? All of you are this. You are the instrument that God is using to spread the good news. That's it, the third thing the second or third, I can't remember the name, I am not good with the number. This is the reason that I became my doctor. But see, this is what God wants for all of us. And this is the most rewarding part. See, this is hit Hergas. I think he's from North Carolina. And can you see the face of the lady after the first day after the cataract surgery? She's happy. Dr. Ergas is happy. After his first visit, he's coming. It's the 4th time. He will be with us in October. But see, this is the reward. This is the reward for all of you. It's not the money. The money is good. We are here because we can afford the ticket, the hotel room and everything. But that expression is priceless. Whatever you do, this is like a MasterCard advertising. You can buy that. After that, with MasterCard, you can buy whatever you want. The same, we represent the Lord through our act. You are the God instrument. You have to learn that. Remember, that was and that is my experience right now with Can Diego. I told you, the most benefit in this trade is me. Not the visiting doctor, no my doctor who come for learn. It's me. I am the most successful man, the lucky man, because God filled me through all of these amazing people who visit us, who gave me the opportunity to serve God, to serve the people, to meet marvelous people, and many times to be here. Remember, I am here because one day I pray and I impact stem patient. And he said, no, Diego, it could be a good idea if you share that with all the assistants in the meeting. And remember, Thessalonians 5:15, rejoice always. It's a gift to serve. It is an amazing gift. See, in the picture of the left, oh, sorry, I don't know what. See the technology, I'm not good with the technology. I'm very good doing surgery, but not with the technology. To the left side, it is a small clinic. We don't see more than 100 patients per day. We are praying as a group. And then the OR anesthetist is praying with the patient. And this patient will go and talk with his family that in that clinic pray for God. This is a Christian clinic. And we never talk about the good news. Just pray. And this is my 4th lesson learned. Preach the good news. Wherever you go. What is the best way? Pray, but put this pray in action. If you act, if you are hungry, and I'm hungry, and I have 3 tortillas. Corn tortillas is the main food in our country. And I said, God will give you food for your hunger. And I eat my 3 tortillas. I am talking, but I am not acting. But if you share your tortillas, your gift, the skill, the abilities, the capacity to restore the vision to the people in need, see, we are acting. We are Ephesians 2:10. We are showing what God wants to show. And remember, you are doing the Great Commission. He said to them, go into the whole world and preach the gospel to all creation. Remember, most of us are eye doctor. As and eye doctors, our job is prevent the blindness. But sometimes, many times, most of the time, we forget that the blindness is not just physical. Many times it's spiritual. And we can work on that too. And remember, share your knowledge, share your gift, pray with your patient. Let me finish. I know you are bored and maybe my English is not good. But I really like Matthew 6:22-23. I always discuss about this versicle of the Bible with a friend of mine, David Cook. He's a really good and amazing Christian doctor. And said, this is spiritual. They go, why you bring it as a physical part? But I always put, when I finish my lecture or my conversation about this verse, because I like it. Because something, I don't know what, but maybe you are smarter than I, can help me later and discuss what God try to do in that verse. Or maybe your evaluation is like mine. I believe the eyes are as a lamp for the body. If your eyes are sound, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is not good, your body will be in darkness. Remember, we have the opportunity to treat physical and spiritual blindness. So, if the light in you is darkened, how terribly dark it will be. And just let me show you the most amazing and favorite photo. This is my family. The lady in the center, the youngest one, is my wife. This is the reason I always try to keep in shape. She is the spiritual part of this program. Also, I know Jill met her and she has the opportunity to talk with her. She is very Christian, she is very spiritual, and she's a motivation person. The lady in the right is Pamela. Pamela is finishing her fellowship in cornea, and in 6 months will join us to be part of the program. It means something good I am doing because she wants to be like his father. And in the left side, she has a marketing degree, but she's more crazy or smarter, I don't know what, than her sister, because her sister finished college and went to med school and then for the residency. Lorena first went for marketing, and I said, marketing, this is good because the advertising is good in any business. But then she said, no, I don't want to be a market person. I want to be a doctor. And she started medicine. And that meant in the back of the room, one day, putting her mind that the retina is the best. And I said, but it's better to be a comprehensive ophthalmology as his father. She said, no, I want to be a retina doctor like Dr. Petty. And now he's finished in med school, and soon, maybe, I don't know, 2 years, I am pushing Dr. Juan Valle to accept her in the Dominican Republic, but we will talk later. We will have to trade something with him, because she's planning to apply for ophthalmology, and then, of course, retina. No? She said, if I don't do ophthalmology, it can be directed to retina. I said, no, you have to be ophthalmologist first. And I think this is the main, after God, this is my main motivation. And this is my last lesson that I learned. We are a good or bad example for our family. It's up to you if you want your children follow your steps. It's in your hands. It's your decision. Think about that. Thank you very much. Have a good day.